and I lived in several Muslim countries for many years. I was over 10 years in the Muslim world. What struck me actually was just the incredible goodness of so many Muslims.
Right.
I mean, I found the generosity, the hospitality, the incredible theocentric worldview
Yes.
that informs them, and the ability to withstand incredible suffering. I mean, I'll give you an example. When I was in West Africa, 'cause I was trained as a nurse, so when I was in, and I lived in West Africa. When I was in West Africa, I went with a physician, and we would see patients. And one of the things that was so amazing was people would tell their symptoms, but they would always preface it by saying, "I'm not complaining. I'm just, you asked me what I'm feeling, so I want you to know I'm not complaining." And then they would just say, "Alhamdulillah, praise be to God." And because they really were afraid of complaining. Just the gratitude was so powerfully embedded in a lot of these traditional cultures. I literally saw Moroccan men when I first went to Morocco in 1977. On more than one occasion, if they saw bread, they would pick it up and put it on their forehead and then put it in a high place. And Ezra Pound has a wonderful statement. He says that I don't know what power exploded in the 7th century of Arabia that spread to the libraries of Cordoba, but I got a glimpse of it in the way the Moor walked in 1913 in Tangier. And to me, I love so much about the Muslim world, and there's so many things that I see in the Muslim world that when I come back to the West, I really get a bit depressed.
Yeah, well, you're talking about piety in its widest sense, aren't
Exactly.
you? That sense that your gestures, your words, your way of being towards others all fit into a kind of a pattern, which is not just you, but also is informed by courtesy as well as obedience.
I mean, I just saw so many examples of that.
Yeah.
I'll give you just one. We were on a trip in the Sahara, and our car got stuck, and we had to seek refuge in a Bedouin. There was some Bedouin staying there, and it was an incredibly windy night. And they literally sacrificed a lamb for us. They cooked it. They fed us, and these are incredibly poor people. And then we went to sleep, and because there was so much wind, the man was holding up the central pillar of the tent so that it didn't collapse. When we woke up about 4 hours later, he was still there holding it. And I was with an Englishman who just said to me, "Did he stay up the whole night?" And I said, "Yeah, he did." And I just saw so many examples of that.
That, of course, that Bedouin hospitality, the sense that the stranger is more important than you, that is something which is not only Islam, it's part of the desert way of life, isn't it?
No, I agree, and I think many traditional, I would argue that if you go to Mexican villages, you will find very similar, and it's something about traditional cultures that breeds that. But I think Islam definitely inculcates that in its followers when it's practiced properly.